Sup team, Sophie here. And I say just me because Erica has succumbed, been taken over by the bug, unfortunately. So having it at noon today, I know the announcement yesterday was that Erica and I would be jumping on for today, but it's gonna just be me on your solo event, and we'll get Erica back on here very soon. I know a lot of y'all have also been experiencing through your households this seasonal, the flu, the bug, whatever rampant rager it is. So it's been pretty awful to see, but she's not able to join me today. More than happy to jump on here, and we'll get you going in just about a minute. I'm going to see if anyone else joins us. I know the lives are at mostly at 9 a.m., and then we change this one. And then again, they'll change as soon as our doors open, and we have a different time slot for these lives on Wednesday. But we love having conversations with y'all. I love having conversations with y'all. So for today, we're going to conversate on Ignite. So pre-workout. There are so many, which y'all know, there are so many options out there for pre-workout. And then even in the fitness industry right now, we've run along even into energy drinks. And so people are using energy drinks as their pre-workout when we know that that's not the same. One's for cognitive function, one's more of like a brain alertness on the energy side of things. And the pre-workout is actually giving you the vitamins, if it's the right kind, obviously. And for burn, we have the cleanest, best, just most balanced one out there. But I'm going to go through Ignite pretty quickly because I want to talk about, along with pre-workout, I also want to talk about the post-workout deal. So I want to be able to touch on just some things we do after our workout that not only help from having a great workout because we took the pre-workout, if, again, caffeine sensitive and all that kind of stuff we can go into. But you're also taking care of yourself after. We are starting to make these a whole lot better. So throw in the comments if you are jumping on here, things you'd like to see, topics you'd like covered. That'll be one of your first assignments. Topics you'd like covered on future Wellness Wednesdays. For example, we have some more coming up on muscle, having more muscle burns more fat. That's one of the topics we'll look at. We often question like the difference between the two. Can I bulk and can I cut at the same time? We get into the details of that. Some others we'll still go over. We have like 2 more products to highlight along with some wellness therapies. So something about the actual product line. We want to make these lives a lot deeper and in-depth for all that coming into it. So let's just, again, like I said, go quickly through Ignite. Ignite is the pre-workout. We got 4 flavors, the pink lemonade, green apple, peach, and blue raspberry, which honestly hits most people's taste buds as far as like the 4 different flavors or personality types that go into that. So number 1 is people asking, you know, how much caffeine is in there. There's 40 milligrams. So comparison to other high rocketed energy drinks and pre-workouts that overload you. What Ignite does is it allows for that wiggle room. So those who are caffeine sensitive can take the dosage at 4. You can even take less, but you can take that dosage at 40 milligrams and it's not going to be disruptive. And then if you do need more, you would just, you know, don't go wild, but you could do maybe you do a scoop and a half, maybe you do 2 scoops to get if you need a little bit more, you're not quite caffeine sensitive, a little bit more kick into your workout. There's no sugar, which we talk about on all of our other line products as well. No sugar. We're trying to get less than 25 grams of sugar a day. That's a key point out. 1,000 milligrams of BCAAs. Now, BCAAs are super important, branched chain amino acids. Your body already creates them, but let's just have some more. Like, that can never be a bad thing, so adding those in as well to your routine. And then it's gluten-free. So those are all just the fantastic side benefits of just what it does preliminarily and primarily, I should say, and preliminary too, because you're doing it before your workout. So Ignite, it's a sugar-free workout, 40 milligrams of caffeine. It's the most studied substance. I'm just going to go through this verbatim on paper, and then you and the one person who's watching can talk about it. But again, if you watch this in the future, throw into the comments what you'd like to see in future ones. It only has natural ingredients, no artificial ingredients. We could kind of beat that horse into the ground for our supplement line. It is the overall overarching clean side of our product. It's effective, consumed with water 10 to 15 minutes before. So a lot of the questions and what you'll see in the frequently asked questions is definitely when do I take pre-workout? Specifically this Ignite is with water. Your body's able to absorb it a lot faster and a lot better and more effectively, and then 10 to 15 minutes before your workout. So that stuff I already went through. Benefits. Okay, so why take pre-workout? Number 1, enhanced performance. You do better, you feel better. So you've got a little bit of that energy kick. You're going to perform a lot better. You're going to maybe lift a little bit heavier. You're maybe overcoming a little bit less sleep the night before, and you just need that little extra boost. But it gives you bigger capacity as well for absorption into your muscles. The vasodilator opens up your blood vessels, so you get more blood to your muscles. They can work harder when they're fueled with more blood, and it starts that process of energy. It helps both strength and conditioning camps. I can attest to this one. I used to say, oh, you know, you only need pre-workout on like conditioning days. Absolutely not. If you want to lift a little bit heavier, go with the pins and needles. Grab it on your both strength and conditioning camps. It'll help you with both in different ways. With the caffeine amount that it has in the 40 milligrams and also the zero sugar, and you look at, you know, nothing artificial is blocking in the way of your not only recovery but your workout, you're not going to get that crash that we get from most pre-workouts and energy drinks that have that high sugar content, because as soon as you use up that sugar, your body just, that's the best way I can describe it. That sugar drops into your body and it is a crash, full-on crash. So you don't get those jitters and the crash post. So I'll go through some of the frequently asked questions, whether you reside with these or not, resonate with what's in them. When should I take Ignite? We already talked about that 10 to 15 minutes before. Why only 40 milligrams? I already talked about that as well. You're able to then tailor it to your needs, and the basic serving is there for those who are a little bit more caffeine sensitive. So it allows for that wiggle room and that play room to take more, but the single serving is the least amount of caffeine that still has the amount of benefits that you're needing. Can I take it on an empty stomach? That is completely preference-wise. That is totally whether or not your stomach can handle that much caffeine without anything in your stomach. I'll just say my personal experience, I have to have something a little something, just went British there, a little something in my stomach to take that pre-workout. So that could be like a protein ball, a protein bar, they have some really healthy, you can get like a full whole wheat muffin base or banana muffin, or so I make protein banana muffins. So I'll grab one of those, like a mini. And again, just to have a little something that my body's running off of, that my stomach is also working on, and it's not just water and pre-workout. No sugar in Ignite. The question is there any sugar in Ignite? No, there's no sugar. Is it safe to take before every workout? It's generally well tolerated. I literally am going to read this verbatim because that's a very important question. It's generally well tolerated, should be taken before every workout. If you are hypersensitive to caffeine, or someone who works out in the evening, remember that timing part, 10 to 15 minutes before, but as you creep into the evening, you may only want to take half a scoop. It will disrupt your sleep. I don't care who you are and what you claim, caffeine affects your sleep. So yeah, you may feel like, oh, I can still fall asleep just as fast, but maybe your REM cycles are disrupted, or maybe you don't get as deep of a sleep because that caffeine is still running through your veins. So even though like that's going to be something that you need to take, and if you're hypersensitive, so it's absorbed faster rate in the body. So those 3:30, 4:30 p.m. camps, know yourself and whether or not you should be taking it necessarily, especially before like a 5:30 camp. That's pretty late. But again, to each his own. If you're able to go through that and you do the half scoop, more power to you. What do I do if Ignite becomes less effective over time? This is actually true. Your body can become accustomed to that caffeine level or that amount of the dose. So it doesn't mean it's not working. Just because I don't feel it anymore, your body is still chemically reacting to it. Your body is still processing it. It's still giving you everything, but it may not just affect you again as much as it did the beginning. So if you want to feel it more, the option are you can take 2 scoops. Like if you do feel like you've acclimatized, you've accustomated to it, start up with 1.5 scoops. Maybe that'll help. Definitely don't jump necessarily straight to 2 scoops. Another option I have heard too is let your body reset, give it a reset button, go a week without taking pre-workout, without doing the Ignite, and then come back to it. And that can reset your body to then be like, oh, okay, I'm going to be just as affected by this 40 as we were when we first started taking it. I just needed that little break. So taking that when you really feel like maybe you're needing to go beyond 2 scoops. Yeah, take a break. Let your body reset and go back to that ignite when your body has had that week to say, okay, I'm going to hit those caffeine levels again. I'm going to feel it. I'm a feeler too. I would say I'm a feeler on many levels. It's not going to the emotional side of life, but I like to feel my pre-workout too. So that's definitely a strategy I would take in. If I'm up to 2 scoops and then I'm no longer feeling it, 100% take that week off. What should I do with my, very practical, what should I do with my night clumps together? Like cat litter. There is, there's like dry baggies in those that like absorb, but either way, don't worry. It's totally normal. It does not affect the effectiveness. It's basically because it does have minimal additives, because it doesn't have those artificial and everything preservatives to keep it longer, sometimes the moisture does cause it to clump up. But again, not a problem. Just shake it up. Shake the container before you scoop it. That sometimes helps. And also, the other thing, make sure you're storing it in a dry, cool place. Nothing with like high humidity over a microwave or a stove in a cabinet. Like put it somewhere where it's not going to have any forms of heat. That it's able to stay in that cool, dry environment. So. Yeah, we got 30 servings per, 40 milligrams, 0 sugar, and no artificial ingredients. That is everything for that on y'all as far as the Burn Nutrition line goes on Ignite. If you have any other questions, throw them in the comments. But like I said, I wanted to move into like post-recovery. So now you've been able to crush your workout with pre-workout. How are you taking care of yourself after your workout? I know there's lots of strategies out there. You can also throw this in the comments. How do you care for your body after a workout? I have a couple key points I'll hit, and then in other Wellness Wednesdays, we'll probably go into more details on single versions of this, but I just like to give an overall list of what I do, or what I have in my roster, my arsenal, to be able to feel like I'm less sore the next day, or maybe soreness is normal, first of all, but feel like I'm actually recovering from my workouts and able to get back at them just as hard in the next one. So number 1, I always go with the comment of lift hard, rest harder. Listening to your body. I know that's such a coined term nowadays of like, what does listening to your body mean? And that's something you can really dive deep into. It is not making an excuse. It's not saying I'm listening to my body, so I'm not going to work out. Period. Like my body's sore. Some of those are natural things that come with working out. Being sore is a good thing, but how can we make it a little less so maybe it's not so it's endurable? But yeah, definitely your sleep is super important. You're getting enough of it. You're getting quality sleep. Everything from your room temperature to like if you need a fan while you sleep, making sure you're that chronic stress level is another one. Waking up at 3 a.m. to pee every night, that's definitely a inflammation deal that we have to talk about in other, like maybe there's a natural supplement to take that helps with that cortisol in the body, because that's definitely something that'll wake you up in the middle of the night, unfortunately, other than like racing thoughts. So yeah, number 1, rest. I know that seems odd as a post-workout recovery, but it is true. Taking at least 1 rest day a week. At least 1 rest day a week. That doesn't mean say, go up to 5 rest days a week. But I choose a day every week to rest from like vigorous exercise to make sure it's something that my body is recovering from. Sleep. Foam roll is another thing that I do. If you don't know how to foam roll, here's a little caveat into the benefits of On Demand. Say it right there. So On Demand is part of the Burn app. That you can do as an addition to your membership that is super important. And I highlight the foam rolling component because there's a couple videos on there that are done by a professional who is just phenomenal in just walking you through step by step how to foam roll. Because if you don't know how to foam roll, it's just like a tube and you have no idea what to do with it. But it can be massive in helping get rid of lactic acid, just helping you recover, stretch out those muscles. It's a little bit better than just stretching. It helps out. It's a tool that you can use. But if you don't know how to use it, it's going to be completely ineffective. It's going to sit in your closet and just be a prop. So definitely talk to us about getting that on demand. Because like I said, though the videos on there are expansive. We talk about foam rolling, pelvic floor. They have travel videos. They have a live library. I mean, the whole nutrition line, which is another thing. Devin Klein goes through 10 episodes on nutrition, which are just irreplaceable. They are phenomenally filled with information. But I tailor it back to even if you were just to get on demand for foam rolling, you'd be good to go. Like that, it would be worth every penny. So as an addition to your membership as current members, it's only $9.99 a month. And so make sure you're looking into that. So foam roller is another thing that I do. Ones that are not super frequent, but that can be like a reset for your body and a good recovery. There's things like red light therapy. Saunas are great for sweating it out if you're going to be in a sauna. I don't recommend doing like exercise in a sauna. I've heard of that before. But definitely just the benefits of eliminating those toxins from the body through excessive amounts of sweat can be good too. Massage. Theraguns are great. Another addition to like foam rolling, but the trigger happy on the Theraguns is great for releasing, again, some of that lactic acid and getting your muscles prepped and ready for the next heavy lift day and the next heavy work day if it's conditioning, and things like that. So as my last little key and caveat point, and there are so many other ways and avenues that rest and recover can be thrown into your routine. But the last caveat I'll put in there is if you do know of wellness and therapy businesses in Chattanooga, we are looking for those to hit up our grand opening coming up very soon. TBD, keep your eyes on social. But it is coming quick. And so our grand opening, we want to highlight as many therapy, wellness, recovery, businesses in Chattanooga. So that is your assignment. You have a couple assignments, which I've already gone through in this video. Number one, throw in your topics that you'd like to see in the future for Wellness Lives. We'd love to hear y'all's feedback. What are you liking from these so far, and what do you want to see in the future? Topics, anything you want covered. Literally, the list is endless. So we want to hear from you. The businesses that you'd like to see at grand opening, the wellness and therapy businesses, we want to reach out to those. We've got some red light coming. We've got just a whole span of stuff, but we'd love to add to it. We want to make that a big day. I'm going to give you 4 assignments. Number 4 is you can also throw into the comments which flavor of Ignite you'd like to try. And then also, if we have that one at the next pop-up this coming Saturday, make sure you're there. If we have that flavor, you can try it there. We have those sample packs, but also you'll be able to get those as soon as you'd like to start trying it out on your own to get the canisters of pre-workout through us. Just let us know at the pop-up or message us on Instagram. Pink lemonade, would you like to try? Green apple, would you like to try? Peach or blue raspberry? I love green apple. I love it. I'm a sour type deal. If I'm going to do anything candy-wise, it's going to be sour. If it's anything, and then chocolate's number 1. But in case y'all needed to know. So keep that in mind. Keep your trainers happy. Yeah, and the add-on as on demand. So you've got a couple things. Again, message us if you'd like to order one of those pre-workout flavors. Message us if you'd like to do that, and that on-demand add-on to your membership. Again, it is irreplaceable. You need it. You'll want it. The amount of just professionals and plethora of information you get on there is amazing. All right, guys, I think that's all I got for you today. It was quick, and again, thank you for bearing with me. We will start back again. We'll be back on here next Wednesday at our regular 9 a.m. until we get those doors open. Appreciate you all. Again, throw into the comments flavor, businesses, and what was the other one? I already forgot it. Anyways, go through that list again. Grand opening. Guys, have a great day. We're going to end this like we do on every other 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.